Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Trust you well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. This is Leadership Talk with Adegoke, the 63rd edition. Yes, 63rd edition. I'm sure you're getting ready for Christmas, and I have with me an amazing gentleman, Terry Omodibo, massive on all the fronts. Social media is adding value globally. Is also a fellow John Maxwell team coach, speaker, and trainer. How are you today, my friend?
Well, I'm doing awesome, sir. Thank you so much for having me here.
Awesome,
I'm so grateful
awesome.
and appreciate that.
Great to have you. How's the weather down there? I hope it's
Very
it's
sunny and very dry. Is it dry now? Okay. We know it's the season anyway. It's very the season.
amazing, amazing,
Yeah, yeah.
amazing. Now, tell us, Terry, introduce yourself, please. Can you just please introduce yourself?
Okay. Yeah. Like you said, my name is Terry Omotola. I'm a brand leadership coach, and what I do simply is that I help individuals, professionals, and entrepreneurs to create and build systems, processes, and competencies that will enable them to expand their impact and influence,
Okay.
and of course, increasing income in the process.
Hmm.
So I have a number of platforms that I've used to express this.
Okay.
I have my community, the Leading Beyond Success community, a community that was born out of a dire need to raise, train, and develop at least 1 million exceptional, significant, and result-oriented leaders in the multiple spheres of influence across professionals, entrepreneurs, CEOs, and captains of industry by the year 2030. And so
Amazing.
far, we are almost hitting 1,000 exceptionals in that community. And I have the Success Image International is my management consulting company, and also I'm the CEO of the Terra Modibo International.
Wow, that's
And a few
massive,
other
massive.
platforms that we're also working on that we're also using to express and be able to help people to be able to build visibility, impact, and influence.
Awesome. You're welcome, my friend. Now, tell us, how
Thank
did
you.
you get into leadership?
Okay, that's a very good question. I think I remember 2016 towards the I think towards the middle of 2016. A lot of issues have happened in my life. Uh, it's one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Okay.
I was running a business there, very massive business, very big. It was an FMCG business, and at that point in time, I think 2014, the business decided had a sharp decline, and I struggled to actually keep that business sustainable for another 2 years. But I saw that that business was really going down, so I started another business along the side that was supposed to
Okay.
also do well, but that business too wasn't doing practically well. So I was
Hmm.
looking inward.
Wow.
Terry, what are you set to do? What's your life made all about? So in the process of reflection,
Hmm.
I discovered that all through my life, I had some level of leadership. I've had some opportunities to be at leadership positions, even
Okay.
from my youth. So I give some examples. When I was very young, I came from a Baptist church. Very young, I was the junior choir master
Wow.
at that point. And also, because of my exceptional music skills, I was amongst the youngest to become an assistant music director for a Baptist church. That's
Awesome.
unlike all that. So, and when I left for university, of course, before I came to the university, I was already announced everywhere in the university that someone was
Wow.
coming because my younger elder brother was a keyboardist who was also there. So I happened to get to leadership positions in my year two in university up to I left the university. So in retrospect from reflection, I saw I had some level of element of people calling me to leadership position quickly. So I started to look at this
Wow.
set of leadership. Looks like there's something in it for me. And looking at what was happening at the time and other things, then gratefully I stumbled on some videos that were very instrumental. First of
Good.
all, the first video that was instrumental was the video from Les Brown. I,
Okay.
I, I looked at that where he talked about personal growth. So I started to hunger
Hmm.
as personal growth. What's this all about? So in that quest for that, and some other things, I saw the story can be a bit shorter. Some other things that came up. Uh, my younger brother was preparing for an event. He's a pastor in Port Harcourt, and there he sent me a message of someone that I know, who he sent me his resume, his profile. And as I was reading the profile, someone that I know, and I saw John Maxwell certified. You know, I was very curious. I started to ask questions, and I discovered that I could actually, in the quest for personal development and personal growth, I could actually
Awesome.
learn more about how to do this better and do it professionally. I could say, in a nutshell, so the story is not too long. That's how I got into leadership and
Fantastic.
leadership coaching professionally.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So, what is leadership to you? What is leadership?
Well, simply from icon of leadership and from what I've learned, going through the John Maxwell trainings and all that, right? Like what John Maxwell will say, leadership is influence, and I cannot doubt it's really practicable, and it shows in everything we do that leadership is influence and nothing more and nothing less. And if you look at it, if you trickle that beyond all structures or ages, either from organizational standpoint, personal standpoint, you could actually see that leadership is actually influence and nothing more, nothing else.
Wow. Wow. Awesome. I was listening to one of my guests recently, and he said leadership is when you have a vision of where you headed to, and you communicate that vision to your followers, and you inspire them, to achieve that vision. So
Those are
it's
the
about it's
processes. Those are the processes that helps you get it
yeah, yeah,
done.
yeah. So he
Yeah,
broke it down, and so it was relatable. So I've
yeah,
copied it from him.
yeah.
Having a
Awesome.
clear vision as to where you're going, and communicating that vision, because um, communicating that vision and ensuring that the people can connect to it. So through inspiration, I was sharing about transformational leadership. You know that you need to inspire the people, um, engage them, communicate in such a way that you know they are also seeing what you're saying, because it's very important that the influence will also be uh, that which is two ways. You can have reverse mentorship. So, but don't let us go into that, because I know you are a leadership guru. So, but I want to uh, just open the floor now. And go take a deep dive. Now, what's the relationship between leadership and visibility? What
Okay,
is
that's
visibility first? What is visibility?
okay. Like the word visibility, I think it comes from the word visible, being visible or being
Okay.
seen to be doing something.
Okay.
Being seen to be doing something. So I will use this example, I don't know if I put a bit of the scriptures here that say if you have a light and it's being put under put on a candlestick,
A
if you
bushel,
put it
yeah.
under the table, nobody will see it.
Hmm.
But if you put it on the lampstand, people will see it.
Hmm.
So are the candles lighted? Yes, that's who we are. So we are like the candles that are lighted. We have that capacity. We have that potentials. All right. So let me relate it now to the first question you asked about what is leadership and your explanation from leadership. We have the capacity, we have the potentials, we have the vision, we
Hmm.
have everything that it takes. But if we put down, we have influence
Wow.
entrenched already and the capacity to do that. We do that by default even without knowing, all right, already. So,
Hmm.
but we put it now in a place where it's not seen, it's limited. So if you put it
Wow.
under the table, only things under the table will be able to see it. And
Hmm.
of course, your
Hmm.
brightness will not go too far. Okay?
Wow.
But if you put it on a lampstand, if you put it on a high, in a place for everyone to see it, first of all, is that you give light to other people. That's influence. You light up other people. It's bright for people to see you and see what you have. And of course, at the end of the day, you are able to do it in such a way that people can now that's not visibility comes in now. People can now see through you, all right, see through you and be able to also have their light that have all their lights or candlesticks lighted up in you. So
Wow.
it's a very intentional process. It's a very intentional process, and somehow I don't know. Somehow I get very, I get very no, not so, I get very. It's something that I have been meditating on, not just meditating.
You're very
I get
passionate.
disturbed, passionate. That's the word. Very passionate about right now because I've seen that affected in my life. I've lived my life for several years, having the potentials, having all it takes to be able to influence my work positively, but was going in a different way. So, but being able to now focus and do it intentionally now is giving me a lot of results that I should have gotten if I actually knew what to do much
Wow.
earlier on. So,
Wow.
visibility and leadership has a connection. One actually leads to the other, but if we're able to do it and focus very intentionally, of course, you can actually expand your leadership or extend your leadership by being seen, by putting yourself in the right position, right place, at the right locations at the right time, using the
Awesome.
right medium
Awesome.
and
Awesome.
system at the right time. Yes.
Awesome. So the every leader has to be visible. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, please. If what you are, every leader who's doing things the right way, who is all about influencing people positively towards achieving a common goal, or every leader that has a vision to reach out to people, either in any sphere of influence that you find yourself, either in medical, in the social sphere, whatever place of influence. If you are all about people, then yes, it has to be very intentional, and it has to be something you have to focus on with a purpose or with a reason to get a logical result. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. If you just joined us, this is the Leadership Talk with Adegoke, the 63rd edition, and I have with me on the platform um, my good friend, my brother. His name is Terry Omodibo, and he's a leadership expert, and his area of focus is on branding and visibility, and we're looking at leadership and visibility on this session. Now, how do you elevate your brand to become visible globally? Because with the pandemic, so much is happening. Now both of us are showing up massively all over the world. Our listeners are going to be listening to this podcast. How do you elevate your brand to be visible globally?
Okay, thank you for that question. That's a very, very good question. But I'm going to also say that it's not a question that we can get to the end of it, because that's
Okay.
a question that has a lot of questions or have a lot of answers in it. But I also, from the last thing that you said about the pandemic, I want to say thank you to the pandemic in a way, in a nutshell, all right, for it actually aided not just myself and a couple of people or a couple
That's
of
right.
organizations to actually see the power of using the right vehicles to get to your goals. So for several years, I've struggled offline to try to get to my goals using other levels, other ways of being seen. It has been good,
Yeah.
not that it's not been good, but it has been very slow. Like they say, if you are moving, if you want to get somewhere and you are moving very, very fast in the wrong direction, you will not get there. Also, if you are moving in the wrong vehicle, you will not get there.
Mm.
All right, it will take you a lot of time to get there. So I could say that before the pandemic, I was actually moving in the right direction, but using a very slow, extremely slow vehicle. And I was very optimistic, and I was moving let's say, very fast with a slow vehicle. And it was very tough. It's like trying to walk a machine that has a lot of friction in it.
Yeah.
It was very, very slow and tiring and very hard until the pandemic. And the pandemic opened up, and I saw that there's massive value and massive platform called the social media that I've never really explored very greatly. And I actually plunged into it, and I could say that in the last 1 year, it has been very, very massive. So, coming to explaining that is, if you really want to be seen, sincerely, if you really want to be seen, if you really want to be seen, if you really want to be seen, you want visibility as a leader, or you want a visibility as an entrepreneur, or you
Yeah.
want visibility in whatever sphere, all right, that you are playing or whatever industry, you cannot remove social media, or you
Wow.
cannot remove using the internet as a means or a fast
Wow.
means of getting to your goals. That
Wow.
has worked for me. That has helped me. Today, my coaching has extended towards at least three continents in the world. Three
Wow.
continents in the world today.
Wow.
That wouldn't have happened without social media. And today, I've been able to influence more people. All right, help more people.
All
Like I
over the world.
always say, I've been able to reach out to at least 1,000 plus people on
Wow.
all my platforms in the last 12 months, and that's so massive
Wow.
for me. My community, I opened it up in 2013. Didn't know how to use it. My community opened up the Facebook community. Didn't know how to go about it. But I left it for a year, for several years. And I came back to it in July 2020 to actually do what I have done so far and be able to reach out to at least going to
Congratulations,
almost
my friend.
1,000 people in the last 1 year.
Congratulations.
So
Con-
for me, if you want to move with the right vehicles as an entrepreneur, as an individual, who someone who has a vision, who has a goal to reach out to people, if you're all about people, hey, social media, internet is what we use as a vehicle for visibility.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now I want you to speak to this. Do you need to upskill before you become visible?
Certainly,
Why? Why?
certainly
Please.
because very simple. It's very simple. Like I said, what I do simply, I help individuals and entrepreneurs. I help my audience to build systems.
Yeah.
All right. Now, systems is two things. It's either you assess those systems or you learn them. Okay. So I have a mentor in what I'm doing. There's someone I read his book that is like my role model when it comes to systems and processes
Okay.
of building a massive organization
All right.
that will influence people with very few staff, very few, with you or at least you or someone or two persons. And you will
Hmm.
build a massive organization, all right, using that because he's done it. Okay, so
Sorry.
I'm not winking.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Sorry.
all right.
Yeah. Go
So
ahead.
I'm not winking or I'm not doing trial and error. I know
Yeah.
someone who's done what I want to do. Okay, and they built a massive organization, all right, with just one or two staffs,
Yeah.
all right, using social media, massive. Okay, so that's what I'm saying now, using those systems, building processes, competencies, you need upskilling, you need to learn those things. Okay, there are different things, different applications you need to use to be able to set up those things, your funnels, your applications, even this application. It's what I call applications that enable you to extend your personal brand or
That's right.
extend what you're doing. Zoom, you need to learn how to use Zoom, and several other applications that you use. You need to learn them. So learning is the skill. Learning those skills will help you to be able to do those things. So if you don't learn it, you outsource it and then you pay for it. So it's two things.
Wow.
Like one of my very close mentors will always say that three things. It's three B's. You either you're either born with it. Of course, this you are not born with because social media just came in, or you buy it or you build it. So if you're
Wow.
buying that outsourcing, you have to
You
build.
buy the
Building is,
talent or
yeah,
build the talent.
it's three B's. It's either you're born with it, or you buy it, or you build. Three B's.
Wow.
So born, no, you're not born with it. Nobody was born with using social media. You have to either outsource, which is buy the
Awesome.
professionals, buy the people using it, or you build, which is learning. So I choose the
Awesome.
learning part, teaching people, helping people to know how to use it themselves and create an organization or build visibility with it. Or of course, so that's what I do.
Awesome. Awesome. This is massive, massive. Well done, Terry. Now,
Thank you, sir.
I want you to speak to this. What's the consequence of a leader not being having a social media strategy
You'll be seen.
in terms of being visible? Yes.
You'll be like me the first couple of years in getting into leadership. You will be moving very, very fast with a slow vehicle, and of course, a lot of friction, and of course, you'll be moving, you won't get to your goals as quickly as you want. Now, let me put a caveat to that. If your goal is small, don't use social media. All right. If you want to reach out to 100 people, of course, within church, you can do that. Okay. I've done that. I have been in my own church, led for several years, almost 17, 18 years. At some point, it looks as if I'm moving in the same circle. So I saw that my vision wasn't about reaching to a few persons. My vision was reaching out to the world. The world
Global.
was already
Global.
around me.
That's right.
So I needed a vehicle that would enable me to reach out to the world without having to do so much work. All right, so much of work, and of course, that's what the social media is. So if you're not going to engage on social media, you're not going to engage on using the internet as a lever, as a means or as a vehicle to get to your goals, you will move, but you move very slowly and tiring, and of course, you will even give up at the end, or probably you die.
Wow. Wow. This is good. This is good. Leadership Talk with Adegoke, the 63rd edition. I'm on with my friend Terry Omotola, a leadership expert, and also his area of focus is visibility and branding.
I'm
You
just,
had a summit
I'm just
recently.
wondering, sir, why I didn't come up in the first or 63rd. But go on. I'm just wondering, coming up at the 63rd, not the first, not the third. Where
No,
was I
no,
in the first or the
we're
62nd?
saving the best for now. Saving the best for now.
Thank you, sir.
Because
Thank you, sir.
yeah, you have so much content, and we salute your depth and your expertise. You had a summit last week on, branding and visibility. Can you just speak to that briefly?
Yeah, it was very, very awesome. So I think a few weeks back, I was just remunerating how do I end this year. For a couple of months now, I've been teaching on visibility. I had a master class, I think, in the mid part of the year on how you can be seen, you can be noticed, and you can monetize without, even if you're a newbie. And I saw that a lot of people actually would want to be in the master class, but they don't have the fund. So, and I've done several of that. And I also did a class, a master class. The title of the master class, theme of the master class was earn six figures in 14 days,
Wow.
even if you're a newbie. And I was able to help a couple of people. Some of those persons who were in that class were some of the people I showcased in the brand visibility
Yeah.
summit in the first Saturday in the morning. So I just looked at it and I said, yes, I've been doing this for the last couple of months. And I've seen that people want it, and for some people are not able to pay for it. So I thought, okay, let me put up a summit together that can help people come up for free to learn how you can actually do this. And I will
Awesome.
not even be the one to speak in that summit. I'm going to bring some of my friends, experts, who are actually doing justice in the different areas that I know that leads to visibility. For example, you need to understand the connection between leadership and personal branding. You also need to understand the mind part of it, because if your mindset is wrong, of course, you cannot
That's
get anything.
right.
You need to understand that part. You also need to understand that relationship is the critical part, of which my coach and mentor is a mentor in that area of the relationship and connection
That's right.
between relationship and your brand and visibility. There's also aspects which is something I've seen, and it's something I'm also looking at in my book that are coming up in this area. There's a book
Wow,
that's in the pipeline,
congratulations.
which I'll just share with you. There's a connection between your temperament and your brand, right?
Wow.
If you're an extrovert, actually, there are a lot of people who are extrovert doing great things out there, but you're an introvert. It's tougher for you to be able to use social media.
That's
You
right.
end up being competitive than being collaborative and productive. So I have seen that a lot of people who are introverted because it's not their nature, and social media is all about being extroverted,
Yeah.
relationship, being out there, being interactive,
Put it out
it
there. Yeah.
negates it. So I felt there's a reason, there's a need for that connection between
Wow.
your brand
Wow.
visibility and your
Awesome.
temperament.
Awesome.
So I was able to put that, and of course the money part, which is the main part. How do you make money? How do you get
Okay.
a compelling part? And all
Awesome.
sections were top notch,
Thank you
top
so much.
notch, very
Thank you
top
so much.
notch.
Now,
For those who
share with us,
need it,
share with us,
they can.
share with us three things that can help you to be visible right now.
Okay, three things that will help you to become visible. Okay, first of all, um, oh, this person is very. But like you said, three things. Number one, you need to do an audit
Yeah.
on your social media handles. Okay, a lot of people argue with this, but it's the truth. I can't
Audit.
underestimate
Yeah.
that. You need to
Number
do
one,
a
audit.
serious
Yeah.
audit on your social media
Number
handles.
two.
Number two, you need to be very intentional and deliberate about your content.
Okay.
About your content, you need to be intentional and deliberate about your content. And number
Okay.
three, I would say, is you have to be consistent.
Number
Very
three,
consistent. Consistency. You need to be
consistency.
consistent.
So
Yeah,
how
you need
about
to be consistent.
upskilling? I know you mentioned upskilling the last time.
Yeah, you said three things. That's why I said there are more than three things, but you said three
Okay.
things. So I
All
took the
right.
first, I took the middle. So the first is what I said was the first now. Yeah, audit. That's
Audit.
the
Yeah.
beginning
Yeah.
start. The first thing is audit.
Yeah. And
The
you've talked
second
about
thing is your content.
self-discovery. You need to
Yeah.
know,
So that a lot of things in
yeah.
between your auditing and your content. There are a lot of things in between, but audit your content, because one of these things we are conversant with, and of course, consistency in what you in your content will help you to gain visibility.
Now, what is the importance of goal setting? Because when you talk about visibility, it's a long journey. For
Yeah,
some, they've been on it for 5 years, some been on it for 1 year. Can you become visible within 2 months
possibly
globally?
you can. You can become visible within 2 months, but it just depends on the routes you take. Now, why did I say you can? There are two basic ways to become visible. And I mentioned it before. You buy or you build.
Or you build, yeah.
So if you buy, if you have a lot of ads credit, you can become visible. Or you just need to do create content and and advertise. Okay,
Or
a
you
lot
can
of
also build
people,
organically.
you can build organically. You can
So what
combine
have you been
both.
using?
Okay.
Have you been buying and building and buying?
Okay, so I would say I have done 80% organic.
Wow.
80% organic. It looks slow, but those who are influencers who teach this will tell you to do 70% ads and 30% organic. That's what they will tell you. But I have done 80% organic, 20% ads. Why? It's for a reason. Okay? There are a lot of things in between that, except you're sure of what you're doing, you need to build clarity.
Yeah.
You need to be understanding of the system, your audience. You need to build the audience. You need to
No, like,
interact
and
with them.
trust. Yeah.
No like and trust. So all those are entrenched there before you begin to launch out and do more.
That's right.
So those are very intentional reasons why I said, let me do 80% organic, fine tune those systems and processes, and of course, when is the right time, we do a lot of advertising.
Now, I want you to speak to, we just have about 3 more questions. You've done very well. This is Leadership Talk with Adegoke, and I'm with my friend Terry Omodibo. We're looking at leadership and visibility. Now, I want you to speak directly to someone out there that is struggling with visibility. Just share something,
Okay.
from your heart, that you think
Okay.
the person needs to do.
You struggle with visibility, you are not alone. All right, that's what I'll say to you. You are not alone. All right, so my purpose is all about three things. It's helping you move from a state of survivor. So I call that a state of survivor, but I would say more likely like a state of thriver.
Yeah.
That you have the thriving mentality and moving you to gain that success consciousness.
Wow.
All right, to success. And then that is where we can now success is also a state. It's not an end in itself. Because everything you've done so far in your life, you've been successful at it. You went to school because you said you're going to school. You went to school, you came out, you were successful going to school. All right, you wanted to go to university. You started, you applied, you went to the university, you came out. You were successful at that as it's were. You wanted whatever you wanted to do, you've done it. You were successful in those lives. That's why I said it's the state. So in the same way, when you come into this space as a leader, same thing. You will struggle, like you thrive through, and then you gain some level of success. Now, my goal or my purpose or my goal is to help you to build influence next. So it's between trial, success, and influence. That's what I'm all about.
Okay, so
speaking to you straight on is simple. What you need to do is change your mindset, get ready, and then you're going to go through this process.
Awesome. Now, how can we reach you? How can our listeners reach you?
Okay, awesome, great. All right, so what you do are three basic ways you can get across to me. First of all, you can reach me on my community. All right, you can join my community. My community is so there's a shortened with bit.ly/LBS. So it's Leading Beyond Success Community, but LBS capitals citizenry. LBS citizenry, that's the shortened one. Citizenry. CITILBS for the acronym. Then citizenry. CITIZENRY. That's the community. And also you can follow me on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. So Facebook and Instagram, my handles are Terry Omodibo, but sorry, on Facebook, on LinkedIn is Terry Omodibo, but in Instagram there's an underscore between Terry and Omodibo, so it's Terry underscore Omodibo.
Awesome.
And then of course you can also subscribe to my page. I am Terry Omodibo. And of course, if you want to reach me on WhatsApp, you can get across to me on 080-2325-6720. 080-2325-6720.
Thank you so much. Now, finally, who are your mentors? Do you have mentors?
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I have mentors. I have role models, but I have different mentors in different areas of my life. All right. So, but basically, I have fathers. My father, who shown me what this is all about, who has been under his tutelage for several years, is Dr. Sam Adeyemi of Daystar. I've been in the church for over 17, 18 years, and of course, stumbled on the very, I'll call my role model too, my mentor, John Maxwell, of which content positioned me for what I'm doing today.
Awesome.
And I have several other mentors. Lex Brown was very instrumental.
Wow.
I listen to him all the time for inspiration and motivation. Right?
Wow.
And I see myself one day also, if we're still alive, making it to Nigeria. All right?
Well done.
And
Well
several
done.
other mentors in different
Wow.
areas.
Wow. Wow. You've heard it from the man, Terry, the visibility expert, and he shared so many nuggets. This has been Leadership Talk with Adegoke, the 63rd edition. 63rd edition. And I'm so privileged to be sharing with my friend. Please listen to the replay. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to Terry. So on this note, I'd like to say a big thank you to those that have tuned in. And this is Leadership Talk with Adegoke, the 63rd podcast. If you like to get copies of my book on Amazon, Selling Skills in Crisis, and also Customer Retention and Experiential Approach, it's on Amazon. Massive, massive content. Also, my courses are on Udemy, World Class Customer Service, and also Fundamentals of Business Etiquette. So this has been another session of Leadership Talk with Adegoke. Massive, massive value has been shared with my friend Terry. You want to say bye-bye to the audience? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so, sir, thank you for having me.
Thank you so
I'm so
much.
grateful.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you, my brother. This has been massive.